I've been super excited to do this figure review for a while, so here it is. It is the Junko Enoshima and Monokuma duo set from Super Danganronpa 2, the figure review. So here we go. So let's get the stats first. This figure is tall at 270 millimeters, or roughly 10.5 inches tall. It is anywhere between $130 to $160 new, so it is kind of expensive, and I'm surprised it was actually from Danganronpa 2. I thought this figure was from Danganronpa 1 when I got it. Here's a little example of how tall it is compared to two Kokens, and last thing is it just came out in December 20th, 2013. So this figure is super detailed on every little part of the character. That's why I really think it is worth the asking price, also besides the fact that it's probably the biggest figure I have in terms of height. But let's start with the little guy at the bottom, Monokuma. Really got nothing to complain about here. His belly button sticks out perfectly, his smile is both adorable and creepy, and his eyes are perfectly fine, and there is the perfect symmetrical balance between the colors that is actually really well done here. On this top-down shot, you also get to see the perfect balance between the little circle and behind him and his head. It just really calls back to it perfectly. There's a really nice balance between just every part of this figure, so even in the stance details, there is balance, which I like. So sorry about the little dust somewhere in the shots of the figures, but I've had the figure for a while. But anyway, here's the details that I want to talk about in Junko. Specifically, the boots look amazing. I mean, you even have stitching marks on the side. The shoelaces look great. They all go into the perfect holes that they would be going into. I mean, the fact that they got how a boot looks like on a person is really cool. I just like all the small little details. This could actually look like a real person's boot, which is awesome. And here they even have the little zipper that would zip up the boots. So again, every little detail in this figure of the character is shown in the figure. And no, you won't be getting an upskirt shot, but here is little shots of the buttons on her side. They've also got designs in them, and the skirt, while really short, it also looks really nice. You also don't have to worry about breaking the tie, as it can be moved a little bit without it breaking, so that's nice, but it will go back to its original form. The pose that she has is mimicking another picture. I think it's from this picture that I'll put up on the screen, so I think that's where the inspiration comes from, although I am not completely sure. Either way, they also got all the creases on the shirt perfectly fine. Finger pointed out and the nails done. The finger doesn't actually seem like it'll break. I tried pressing it down a little bit and it doesn't really seem too sensitive, so don't worry about breaking it if it falls down. On her hair, we got two headpieces that both mimic what Monokuma looks like when it's combined, so these are the two separate parts of him. They're painted really nice, and there's really no big mistakes that I had in my figure with these things. In this upward shot, you can see her mouth is also painted perfectly. Her teeth are there, and that little thing on her tongue is actually just reflections from the light, but even her lips are painted, which is pretty cool. The eyebrows are also not painted on. They're their own little thing, but the eyes are painted on, just so you know. Wearing a female's best accessory, the choker is painted on. You also see the little details on her bra, but with the camera it's not as easy to capture, but the bow tie looks nice. Here's a better close-up of the mouth, so you can see exactly what it looks like, and here's another close-up of Monokuma's mouth. You know, in terms of things I don't like about the figure, there aren't many things, honestly. The coloring is spot on. The pose is really cool, and having both her and Monokuma there is awesome. The height-wise, I personally enjoy having such a huge figure. There was absolutely no problems putting this figure into its stand, so there really aren't any things that I can say that are bad about this figure. This figure is totally worth buying. You would really have to start nitpicking in order to find things that are actually wrong with the figure. I guess the biggest thing would be that her hair on her head are technically separated, so you can see a little lines in between them where they connected them, but that's not really anything you would ever really notice unless you were looking for it. So like I said, there aren't any big things or really any things that I could say I don't like about this figure. Okay, and yes, if you were wondering, the panties are detailed and they are there, so I guess if you guys are wondering about that, there you go. Junko is absolutely my favorite character from this game or anime, whichever one you saw it from. And if you like this character or the show, you absolutely have to get this figure. The price is, like I said, a little high in the mid hundreds, but I think it's totally worth it for this amazing figure. So anyway, that is the review for the Junko figure. Hopefully you guys liked it, and I will just leave you with this shot of her and my mouse pad, because I actually have her on my mouse pad, and just other videos that I have on my channel. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about the figure, I'll leave them down in the comments. There you go. And I will leave some links of where to buy this figure in the description. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.